Boys, excitingly, Woody have come on board and they've given us a 15% discount code.
But not for us.
For the
you.
fans.
Oh, come on, Joe. Switch on. We had this written down for months. For you.
For you.
So if you jump on our link tree quick on the very top bit, and there, my friends, is a link for 15% off an Woody.
Wow.
15% off.
That's, I believe it's
already the low prices.
I believe it is the only way that you can get 15% off via us. There's no code.
Yep.
You just go to the link, click the link, you get 15% off an Woody. Imagine you sitting down. It's the middle of winter. Things are a little bit brisk. What is you need? Fuck the jumper. Throw an Woody on. Do you know what's exciting about an Woody?
What?
Being completely naked underneath.
Yeah, you don't need to wear pants. You genuinely don't need to wear anything.
That's so exciting.
I once went to a funeral just with an Woody on. Joe's graduation service at uni. Woody. Yeah, that was it.
What to wear when you're told not to wear a thing?
Go grab yourself an Woody for 15% off because, look, you're going to buy one anyway. You might as well take a discount. Yeah. Support us. Support Woody. And most importantly, be free from the waist down.
We've been doing some radio down at Radio Fremantle. That's 107.9 FM. What you're about to hear is what we chatted about there on the weekend.
You can obviously join us live each and every Saturday between 8 to 10 a.m.
But don't worry, because if you missed the episode, you can listen right here in your podcast feed.
Enjoy.
Coming to you live from the studios in Fremantle. The Three Brothers.
I'm feeling fan-freaking-tastic.
Boys! Is this thing on?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Welcome to the best day of the week. It's Saturday.
TGIS.
Turn your radios on. Crank up that dial. Saturdays are for the bros. The weekend's here. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Fremantle 107.9.
G'day and welcome to the Mac Pack on Radio Freo. Jake, Joe and Junior Boy in the studio to get your weekend underway. Fellas, how are we?
Fire up, boys. We've made it. It's Saturday.
Yes, we did it. It's Saturday, as per usual, and we are here in the studio to kick it off. Kick off the weekend.
Kick it off, dude.
Thanks for the bangers, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thank you for the bangers. There was a song last week. It was a song so nice, Andrew played it and we played it twice.
Yeah. We played it once. There was a few last week that we played twice.
Yeah, because the songs are so nice.
It was a deja vu episode of the show. And yeah, you're right. Andrew played a song. And then I think it was one of the last ones we wanted on to play as well. That's what you get here, radio.
Yeah, the taste here is so strong that, of course, there's got to be overlap.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, boys. I start every Saturday these days coming into Radio Freo. And before I get here, I like to either go get or make myself a coffee. And one of my co-workers said to me this week something that stuck with me that I wanted to ask you guys about off the top here.
Right here, right now.
Yeah, right here, right now.
Oh, my God. All right.
He said to me, he said... Because we went to the same coffee shop. We don't always go to the same one.
He said this to
We
you.
went to one. And then I ordered. I said, can I have a small flat white, 1 sugar? And she called out, small flat white, 1 sugar? And then he ordered and said, can I get a whatever his coffee order is? And she said his name. For example, she said, Alex, like coffee for Alex. And I was like, how does she know your name, dude? And he was like, well, you've got to make sure that the person making your coffee knows your name.
Why?
Just to have that personal connection. He's
To
like,
be a regular.
He was like, you got to know. He's like, you want to know who's making your coffee.
But my question would be, how do you bring that up?
Yeah.
While she's making it, she goes, no worries, just wait over there. And then you just go, I'm Alex.
Coffee for Alex, please.
Yeah, but there isn't many industries in the world where you're going to want to know the person who's making your thing. But it's like a religious thing. It's every day. It's your coffee order.
But it's not always the same person. Does he hand over his license?
Yeah, here it is. Are you guys carding today?
She's a full-timer at the cafe, boys. It is her every day.
I reckon they're in a small relationship. And
yeah, he's trying to move things on.
He's not disclosing things to you. We have a big show on the cards today. Can anyone remember where we stand in the Mac Pack games for 2025?
It's all tied up.
Are you kidding me?
4-4.
4 apiece. I am hosting this week's game, very excitingly indeed. We're going to take it down a bit of an Easter patch. We're playing How Much Did I Pay?
Thank God.
The Easter.
It's back. Thank God.
The Easter edition. That one's coming up just after 9 o'clock.
Huge.
We're also discussing mosquitoes.
Oh.
Closer to 9:30, 10 o'clock.
They're everywhere.
They are. I've got a little bit of a funny tale about a mosquito that I came in contact with. We're also discussing when were you forced to evacuate?
Yep. Get out of here, boys.
But up next, when have you desperately wanted a conversation to end?
Right now.
I would like to know if this is from like the conversation ending point or if you were on the opposite
Oh, either or. I like that.
side of things. Joey's got that one off the top. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Free 107.9. Bond, Francis and the Lights, and Chance. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Free 107.9.
Boys, I've got a little bit of politics for us.
Let's go.
No, not the politics, but that's right. This is an interesting story that just happens to be about politics.
Let's go, dude.
Cory Booker, US politician, has just broken the record for longest speech.
Ooh.
Let's have some guesses. Quick. Longest speech in Congress.
I've watched
/
some long
the
ones
Senate.
go on.
43 minutes.
Hour and a half, 2.5 hours.
25 hours and 4 minutes.
Okay, heavy on the unders. Heavy on the unders there. That's
Yes, he's
massive.
gone in and broke the 76-year-old record, which was 24 hours and 18 minutes.
Whoa.
Why? What? Shut
How?
up, big fella.
He had things to say.
How
and he
is the
had to
audience
say
still
them
there?
slowly.
How is the audience still at the place?
So in the US, when people are trying to pass some bills, if you're sort of against it, you can talk for as long as you want and processes won't go ahead. So he was doing this in protest of something that was happening.
Yep.
He began fasting 2 days ahead, didn't eat.
Why?
Because no toy breaks. He's not allowed to eat or stop talking
Why didn't he? You could
or leave the podium.
Could have died. If you're not allowed. If you're not allowed to eat, and he's going to do it for 24 hours. The last thing I would do is then not eat for 2 days before.
No, like
then.
he was more
I'd be
worried
having
about
a huge banquet.
he was worried about the toy.
Yeah.
He didn't want to leave.
You'd just bring a bucket, wouldn't you?
You think you would diaper up at that moment?
Yeah.
He planned. He planned to do this.
He planned ahead, yeah.
That is nuts.
Would you sit through it?
No, of course not. I'd have to leave within the hour, I reckon. I'd be that bored. The bloke would just be rattling on about stuff that is irrelevant.
So he had, a lot of irrelevant stuff. He had, some people do it and they'll read the phone book.
oh,
so it doesn't even need to be relevant. You can just
Taking
make
the-
No,
noise.
yeah.
You can just be a nuisance.
So he was all right. He did talked about civil rights. That's a good thing. He read some letters from constituents. Sure, he was just reading anything that they came up with.
the Stitch?
But yeah, 25 hours of chatting. Wow. Personally, I couldn't do it.
It's pretty impressive,
Overs,
though.
man.
I could not do it, but
Could he
Corey-
double hand it? Could he do it with someone else? Like, does it have to be a single proposition, or can you go in there with like a group? Could he relay it?
I think he had to do it solo. I really don't understand why this is a thing, and politics has a lot of interesting stuff. It's like with us, how they'll just be standing around yelling at each other and waving their paper around for some reason. And it's like, guys, the country has to be run. But as long as they do they have their fun, sure. So good on Corey. He's broken the record. I'm going to be trying it next week. That's right. Next week I'll be doing a 26-hour radio broadcast. If you need a letter to be read out, I'll read it out.
You're going to need more than just letters from people. You're going to need full life stories, Joey. Dominic Fike with 3 nights. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Free 107.9. Jake, Joe and Ginger Boy in the studio to get your weekend underway. And we're currently discussing one of you desperately wanted a conversation to end after Cory Booker set a new record for speaking for over 25 hours over in the States as part of like a parliamentary type offering.
Yeah.
An offering that quite literally no one asked for and no one wants more of.
Dot points, people. Dot points are powerful.
Yeah, keynotes, please.
Needing a conversation to end. I feel like the most popular, well, maybe not popular, but the most common scenario has got to be customer service.
Okay.
Customer service, you can't be rude. The company's brand is on the line.
As in, like, you're working for the company and you need to talk to customers in a way in which it appeases them.
Exactly. I'm going to say, people who want to chat, they know that you're at the till, You can't leave.
You can't leave.
You're stuck.
It's your post.
You're stuck. Yeah, you're stuck. I'll rob the joint if you like.
If this conversation doesn't go well, it's over for one of us.
Yeah, I worked at the cinema complex.
Nice.
And the great thing about the cinema complex is once the
No
movies...
talking in the movie.
Once, yeah. Shh, 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 shh. Once the movies are all in,
yeah.
if you're on the
one
till,
there.
no customers.
Nothing happening.
All the customers are enjoying cinematic brilliance.
Yeah.
So you would think. But it's at that point, if you're looking for a chat and you're a customer, perfect time to pounce. Because the person can't do that's great. I've got customers kind of thing.
Yeah,
There's someone
true,
there.
fair.
Yeah.
I was stuck talking to a lady, and all my other co-workers left to go on their dinner break, and I was out there chatting to this woman.
Hell yeah.
She was an interesting cat.
Okay.
Often they are.
Kitty cat.
Yeah, anyone that's got a complaint usually isn't like your traditional operator. Though. There's something a bit unique about
Yeah.
some of these people.
Was she a complaint cat?
No, she wasn't a complainer.
Oh, she was just a chatter.
She was a chatterbox.
looking for a
we
friend.
had a chatterbox.
Did she come out of film or was she looking to see film?
I have no idea.
Just walked through the doors and came and
Just
chatted
looking
to
for a friend.
the
And
usher.
she was interesting, for sure. I was entertained. I wanted the conversation to be over, but I was entertained. And she said something which will stick with me for the rest of my life. The movie Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
The one with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock's in that movie.
Like
Is this
spin-off.
the all girls cast?
the all girls one that they did. And she was telling me about that. And
Great
then
film.
she said, I'm Sandra Bullock. She always plays characters that are like me. And this woman...
They're always in love affairs with Clooney.
I'm always adopting rugby players.
Yeah. I've become.
I was in space that one time.
Big burly American footballers love hanging out at my house.
Yeah.
I became a heist operator.
Yeah, and then I've thought, that's interesting. Maybe she thinks that she is like Sandra Bullock. She wasn't at all based on
She looked-
Appearance alone.
Oh, okay.
Accent?
Accent? No, she was Aussie.
Yeah, there you go.
Not
Yeah.
American.
Another quality that Sandra doesn't quite inhibit. I guess.
And then she says the next statement, which could be true. A lot of American movies are based on Australian people.
Big call.
That, sure,
Name one.
Crocodile Dundee comes to
some. Yeah,
mind.
usually Australian films.
Name
are
a
based on.
second one.
That is tricky. That is tricky to do. But then she said another movie that was out
Yeah.
was based on her son's life.
Huge. What?
Well, that's
which one?
exciting.
Harry
Yeah.
Potter and the Philosopher's
No, it was that
Stone?
movie Love, Simon.
Oh.
She said,
Was
there are similarities to my son's life.
It's based
That
on.
and then she said, like how the Sandra Bullock movies are based on my life.
right?
Oh, so she's.
Oh, so she's
clinically
So she was a
insane.
nutter. We had a nutter on our hands. And I was hitting the duress alarm and no one came. No one came, people. So she blindsided me
Oh, much
and
like
the situation
much-
had a lot of gravity. I don't know many more of Bullock's work.
She's nice.
So you can stay tuned next year, no doubt, that there'll be a movie based on her having this very conversation with you at a local cinema complex.
What will the
near
movie
you.
be called?
Good question. There was also a point where she may have alluded to having explosives in her car and was parked under the shops.
See ya with Together. You're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Freo 107.9. Jake, Joe, and Junior Boy in the studio to get your weekend underway.
Boys, welcome to the month of April. Something happened this week, the first week of April, that I need to tell you boys about. That's right, Sunrise's Natalie Barr and Matt the Shervington.
Oh, the bar.
Sherv.
The Sherv.
The Sherv's
Natalie
got a
the Bar Barbington.
The package.
Sherv's got a bit of a bar himself, the big fella. Getting around with the old, what do they call it? The old trunchbull? The trench? Anyway, we'll play on.
Tripod. The Anteater. A report on the... Yeah, that's right.
8:33 for those playing along.
Nat Barr and the Sherv, the big Sherv, the big Anteater. Obviously, they report the nation's biggest headlines every single day, boys.
Yes,
Absolutely.
at Sunrise.
Someone's got to do it.
Sunrise or the morning show?
Who knows?
Sunrise. There's sunrise. There's sunrise. There's sunrise. There's sunrise.
But on Tuesday, boys, the pair almost became their own national story. That's right.
Golly gosh.
Sitting in the Brecky Control Central Studio, the pair were forced out of their anchor chairs after an alarm started blaring across the floor. That's That's right, boys. There was a bloody fire in the studio.
There was a fire.
There was a fire.
There was a fireball
They were forced
in the
to.
stew.
They were forced to get out. Both Nat and Shervo looked at Sunrise's floor crew for direction. Are we being told to evacuate? Bar said. That's a fire alarm. We should go, Shervo said.
What would you do if there was a fire alarm that went off right now?
I'd run.
Yeah, would you
I
get
would.
it? Buddy, play a couple more Sia tracks and
Yeah.
get out of here. I don't want to.
I'd queue up
And it
the
was,
sponsors for sure.
that was the thing that Bar, I'll call it Bar.
Nat.
That's what Nat was trying to say. She was like, I don't want to evacuate my post, Shervo. I think we should stay here. I can't see a fire.
Oh, yes, the famous British Natalie Barr.
Yeah, Nat didn't want to leave the studio. She said she's got a responsibility to give the nation the news. How is she supposed to be the one who leaves?
Well, they could just do it from behind the glass. You know, go out on the street where they hold the signs.
That is a good point, yeah. Just snipe them from across the street.
Maybe that's why they were evacuating.
But just before they stepped outside, boys, Bar realised where the fire was coming from.
G'day, guys. Hope you're enjoying the podcast.
As always.
We're about to be enjoying the podcast anyway.
yeah!
If you are enjoying the pod, make sure to send it to a friend. And excitingly, there's a brand new feature
New feature alert.
on Spotify, which is that little feedback box.
The
box!
We love a little box.
And on the on each of the episodes, you can plug away a bit of feedback for the show. So you can literally say specifically, basically give us some feedback specific to the show that you just listened to, the episode you just listened to. No matter what episode you're up to, ping us in that feedback, and then you can that feedback will then feature for other people who are catching up or they're listening to the episodes. They will see that as well, and most importantly, we like to see it. So if you can share it with your friends and write a few little words in the box, it would mean the absolute world to us.
Well, now to a movie milestone being celebrated right around the world this morning on this day. Back in 1965, The Sound of Music was released in cinemas and took the world by storm.
That's a fire alarm. We might need to evacuate. Okay. We'll throw to the break from outside the doors.
I don't want to evacuate my post, Cheryl.
Let's.
I thought it was a joke because it was, it's April Fool's Day. I just got it. Okay, I'm going back. This is ridiculous.
Is it April?
She's a genius.
Fire is no joke.
Not much gets past Nat Bar.
Fire is no joke.
I love
Nat
how
said.
she says, I don't want to evacuate my post. It's been 65 years since Sound of Music came out, and the people have to know.
Yeah, it's
They
pressing.
win.
It's pressing.
Yeah.
That's right. Shervo and Nat were fooled on April Fool's Day by the production crew of Sunrise. Bloody hell. Got me thinking though. The stress of hearing those alarms when there is a situation when you have to evacuate. Oh, it takes me back to some great times, boys.
In 2025, surely we're getting a better sounding fire alarm as well. It sounds like it's something from The Sound of Music. That is that dated. We are asking the question, of course, when were you forced to evacuate? Get in contact with us. We'll read the best ones out live on air. Charlie XCX with Apple. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Free 107.9.
Boys, we're talking when were you forced to evacuate?
Evacuate.
And we got some
Evacuate.
we got some text in on the text line.
Beautiful. Oh, I like
We are
this.
blowing up.
I like this.
That's
Oh
right.
my God, your phone's nearly on fire.
Jess,
You're going to have to evacuate.
Jess texted in and she said, office went into full evacuation. But the reason we're talking about this is bloody Shervo.
Shervo and the bar.
Shervo, the anteater and the bar had to bloody evacuate the Sunrise Studios on April Fool's Day because the bloody team was pranking them, guys. So we're talking evacuations. Jess texted in and said, office went into full evacuation mode because Karen in HR, of course she's named
Fake
Kaz, thought the smoke machine from the staff Christmas party was an actual fire.
Poor form.
She was the one who ordered it, Joey. Oh, Jesse. Jesse goes bang. Chloe also said, we had to evacuate a church because some idiot thought it'd be funny to spray a deodorant can into a candle. He succeeded in making the flamethrower. He also succeeded in getting banned for life.
Banned for life from church. No, not banned from afterlife. We had one at my work.
Here we go.
So we have an oven. Usually you microwave your lunch at work.
Yeah.
Occasionally you chuck it in the oven.
Yeah.
I've only worked at one place over the journey that's had an oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a
really
restaurant. Yeah.
It's really handy.
Yeah, so she chucked in some tacos, bit of old El Paso.
Oh, the past.
Yeah, not sure how you messed that up, but it did catch fire.
What?
Yeah.
It caught fire. How long was it in there? A day?
No, I have no idea. And then I wasn't in at the time. I was on a
For an item to be in the oven and actually spark.
I think she put the paper in.
fire.
I think she put the paper
Oh,
in.
yeah, that'll get going.
Well, that doesn't take as long.
yeah. Energy deodorant.
Aaron also texted in and said fire alarm went off in the gym because some guy sprayed so much Lynx Africa in the change rooms that it triggered the smoke detectors. Firefighters showed up and so did his mother to pick him up.
Oh, embarrassing.
Zing.
Mummy.
Zing from Big Az. But it got me thinking, boys, I don't think I've ever actually had to evacuate, but quite the opposite. Something happened at school once, and we had to decide whether or not we had to stay or we had to go.
Should I stay or should I go?
And we stayed. We definitely stayed because there was an intruder in the ground.
The intruder, yes.
Do you remember this?
I do. This is almost worth, dare I say, its own break.
Its own break.
Its own break.
Oh, I was about to do it though.
Get into it then. We'll make it quick.
So it was around 2010. I was in year 2. And there was an intruder in the grounds, Joe.
It was an intruder.
Well, you were there.
I was there, but pardon me, I was late.
You were in
because
year
I
6.
was at dinner. I was at morning tea.
Nice.
With none other than Archbishop Peter Costello.
Actually?
Yes.
Was he the said intruder? Was he
one of his
Disciples?
buddies?
There you go. Yeah, there was an intruder in the grounds. We all had to put the desks up against the walls.
Yeah.
Close all the blinds.
It was a guy
crawl into the middle of the room.
walking around.
It's not
with,
America though. Like, what's he gonna? With all due respect, what's he gonna be
Rumor
able to?
had it among the kids that
He's
he
brought an
was
axe with him.
bearing AK-47.
Yeah, rumours
He
were
wasn't.
flying. We came back from tea with the Danes, and it was horrifying.
Why'd you just get? Surely you call ahead, or like someone called you guys and said,
Yeah, we're
"Don't
locked
come back.
down. Yeah.
Don't come back to the ground."
Still right back at the school when there was AK-47 wielding legends just
Yeah,
rolling
yeah,
around
he
on the
wasn't
playground.
We got a blessing from the bishop, and he said, "Good luck on your way."
You're gonna need it. Silverchair, Straight Lines, listening to the Mac Back on Radio Freo 107.9. You got Jake, you got Joe, you got Junior Boy in the studio to get your weekend underway.
Where are Silverchair these days, boys?
Where are they? Wasn't it just the 20th anniversary of, dare I say, Frog Stomp?
I think so. I think you're back on the money. I think you're back
What's
on the
Frog
money.
Stomp?
The album with the frog on it.
Maybe
Wow.
30 years. I think it was it a 90s?
Is it a
There's
90s?
people
Someone-
shouting at their
Yeah.
radios.
Calm down, guys. Calm down. we don't all know when Frog Stomp came out.
Yeah,
We don't all
I'll
know.
have a quick look.
You know what blew my mind when I was a kid? So there was Silverchair and Powderfinger, and then they came out with
Silverfinger.
Silverfinger with a powder chair.
That's just what you call.
Firstly, let's do one
Frog Stomp.
investigation at a time. Frog Stomp came out in 10th of May in 95, so we are
Wow.
approaching their 30-year anniversary of Frog Stomp. Very excited. Do you know who Silverchair is, really?
Yeah,
Straight
I was.
Lines.
Yeah. The guys who sing Straight Lines. Yeah,
Straight
the
Lines,
song
yeah.
that we just played
And
on
Frog
radio.
Stomp.
Yeah, they're also. I'm familiar with the discography. One of their greatest albums came out probably about 30 years ago now. It's called Frog Stomp. It's by Silverchair. Full credit to the boys, obviously, for singing and creating that one themselves. Probably 30 years ago now.
Yeah, about 30 years ago. Frog Stomp launched into the airways.
And then they also had a spin-off band called Up Your Finger. Or what is it? Put your finger in your silver thing. Oh, put your
in
finger.
your Silverchair. They did tour together. So Silverchair and Powderfinger did.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. That was big news at the time.
Silverchair.
Do they have like the same? Is it the same people
they are
in the
Silverchair.
band?
Hang on, there's Silverchair.
Silverfinger.
Silverchair and Powderfinger.
Is it like how like the Madam Brothers are part of Good Charlotte?
They,
Is Silverchair
they're hard.
is Silverchair like the chair that the Powderfinger drummer sits on?
I don't know that they did change it. They just went Powderfinger Silverchair. I don't know that they mustn't have changed the.
Maybe the tour was called Silverfinger.
I'm not sure. I would have loved to have gone.
Do you reckon there was a big fight about if it was going to be Silverfinger or Powder Chair? Well, clearly Silver comes first.
Yeah.
Stomp.
It was a good time. That was back in 2007. Wow. Across the Great Divide tour.
Fascinating.
Where's the Great Divide?
If you went, give us a call on 047 30 30 880. Who was better? Finger chair or the other one?
Silverchair or Powder.
The phones are blowing up, boys.
Literally out of
Wait a minute,
stroke.
we've got the frog on the phone.
I thought he got stomped. Didn't he get stomped?
He's been stomped on.
One of the
They
great.
spread my jaw over the curb and...
Golly gosh. Danny Johns goes on. He's still making music himself. There was a bit of a rift between the other two.
Yeah.
apparently.
So
That's why
usually
Oh, Danny was chill where the other two had beef.
there was a riff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes.
Yeah, I don't think Danny broke away from the other two. The other two seemed quite annoyed about it. But we won't get into that too much.
What did he do?
Nah, just
Stomp
They were very-
frog. That was his pet frog.
we do have.
no. Fredo, no.
Yeah. And we will on the 30th anniversary. We'll be playing nothing but Powderfinger. I mean, Silverchair.
Yeah.
I like how both band names are just 2 words.
Yeah. The Mac Pack. We take after
Oh,
them.
okay,
don't
yeah.
we?
Like
I'm going to
these
stomp on a
boys.
The
frog after
Silverchair.
this.
Yeah, the drums they swing low.
Jason Derulo with trumpets.
Trumpets they go.
You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Freo 107.9.
Acapella on him, Jake.
Acapella on him. Jake, shut up. I'm going acapella mode. We're about to play the game, the weekly game, where we look to break the deadlock of sorts. As we're all on 4 at the minute, we're playing one of our favourite games here. It is an Easter-themed edition of one of our favourite games. It is How Much Did I Pay,
Let's
lads?
go.
Now, excitingly with this one, we just guess the different prices.
Stand in the line, think of what is the blow. You're faking a smile while you're counting your dough. A $3 milk, now that's a crime. You bought your own bags just to save a dime. And ask the cashier what's going on. How much did I pay? Feeling like a clown, your rewards points are gonna turn it around. She said she don't know how much is a pie. You got a smile on your dial and taking me for a ride. How much did I pay? The receipt don't lie. You think I'm a clown and you think I don't mind. How much did I pay? How much did I pay?
Making Jason Derulo look like an absolute amateur. I would have
We
thought.
should have gone a cappella on it.
We should have. It is How Much Did I Pay? As I mentioned before, it is the Easter edition of How Much Did I Pay? We're playing Joe versus Junior Boy.
And this is, everyone's tired, boys. I've made a comeback. I've won the last 2. This means that whoever wins this takes the lead.
He's on a bit of a run at the minute. Now, what we're going to do here is I've got 5 items from the local Big W store. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to show you what the respective item is, and then I want you to tell me how much I could buy it for today, right?
That's
some of these
huge.
items, in fact, I think, some of these items are on special, some of them are not. If they're on special, I want to know how much they are. Do we want to go on special, inclusive, or a regular retail
Either or.
price?
We need regular, right? Because
Okay.
I wouldn't be thinking, oh, this might be discounted.
Okay, we're going regular retail price, all right?
Yeah, RRP, baby.
Okay, here we go. We're going to get things kicked off. Play along at home. I want you boys to text them through to me. Playing along at home, maybe don't text through to me. Okay, here we go. First one, we have Cadbury Dairy 9 milk hollow Easter eggs. You get 9 in the pack. How much would that set you back?
Wow,
So just
you
the
only get 9?
just the standard ones that you'd be.
Shrinkflation, bro.
Inflation for sure.
It's just the standard ones you'd be thinking.
They're going to
about
do
ones.
you here, right? Is Chucky's expensive?
I
I'm not
don't know.
usually in
They're
charge
also-
of buying them. I'm usually in charge of getting them.
Wait, but so the bunny has to buy the stuff? I swear they just put them out.
I'm not sure. I guess maybe this might be bypassing. If bunny might be a little bit busy, Joey.
Yeah, this is just extras for the day.
9 hollow Easter eggs from the team at Cadbury.
Good is Easter chocolate.
What
I
I'm-
want one
What,
now.
what I was finding in my research is they're doing weird numbers, like 9. You can buy something
Yeah.
at 18. You can buy something at 22.
27.
What happened to just like round numbers? It must purely be to confuse consumers.
Yeah,
How much have we? Oh, you boys have already locked in your answers. Joey has gone with 8 and Junior Boy has locked in 10.
I've gone with 8 because I'm like, surely it can't be $1 an egg.
Yeah, I reckon it's $1, whatever that is. An
Dollar,
egg.
Riley's sort of going at $1.10-ish an
Yeah.
egg.
Yeah.
The correct answer is you can get them at the moment 40% off for $5.
We're not talking about that though.
We're not. Normally they are $8.50. Ooh.
Joe wins.
So I wins that
So
one.
Joey gets that one. Joey, chalk that one up. That's a 1 for you there, big fella. Secondly, this one might be up Joey's alley more so than Riley's alley. We have an Easter plush bunny ears assorted. So you only get the one, but this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, Joey. Yeah, you usually buy these in bulk when you do your
Yeah.
Playboy cosplays.
Yeah. for the crew.
But you usually buy them in bulk, so they'll cost
Yeah,
a lot
bulk,
cheaper.
they're heavily discounted. Sometimes I don't even get them used.
By the ex Playboys or by the ex cosplayers?
Anyone.
Literally anyone.
Anyone I can get my hands on.
How much are we talking for the Easter plush bunny ears, lads?
You got to think they're cheapies, right?
Joe has locked in $12, so completely poo-pooing the idea that they are considered cheapies because Riley's gone with $4.
Maybe that's the bulk price, though. No, not really.
The Easter plush bunny ears from Big W come in at just $3.
$3.
There you go.
My supplier is ripping me off.
It
Scores
is
a level.
one
How much do you pay for the tail, Joe? A little bop.
Used or not?
Number 3, make your own Easter cookie house.
Oh, that's not a thing.
It's a kit that
That is
looks
not a
like
thing.
this. They've obviously ripped it
not a
from
thing.
the idea that you can do it with the Santa Claus.
So this is 4
house.
months old.
The gingerbread house.
It is essentially a gingerbread house. I don't
How
know
big
if
is
it's
it?
actually 630 grams. It doesn't give you dimensions of the
Yeah.
flat. Doesn't give you the square footage of what you're purchasing.
It's got a bathroom or not?
From the team at Dale Walcott. Does it have a bathroom? Unsure.
Is it like a 2-bedroom, 2 garage sort of deal?
Yeah. Good location.
Yeah. How much is the markup on this puppy?
The boys have locked in their answers. These ones aren't on special at the minute. Joe has gone $15. Junior Boy's gone $13.50, and I can tell you the correct price is just $10.
Ooh, Riley takes the lead.
Riley
2
goes
to
ahead
1.
2-1 at the minute. Now we're heading back to the Chocolate Isle lads,
Okay.
Need I
which is
remind
where
you?
Joey seems to do his best to work.
Need I remind you, Joe, if I get this next one,
You win.
I win.
Riley will come back so far back from the pack to actually lead the respective pack.
Like the Easter Bunny, hopping ahead.
What we have here, lads, is a fan favourite, a family favourite as well. Not necessarily. It's a fam
Ooh.
favourite.
Can we guess? Say it on 3 with me, Joey.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Humpty
Violet
Dumpty.
Crumple. Okay.
You didn't even say crumple. Did you say crumple?
Violet Crumple.
How are you spelling that?
Yeah.
With a P or a B?
P, yeah.
Crumple.
Violet Crumple.
No.
Do you buy them in bulk as well? Violet. No, so we've got Cadbury Dairy Milk Humpty Dumpty Easter egg. How much does a Humpty Dumpty Easter egg cost you? Now, I reckon these, much like everything else, I think these have shrunk quite a sizable
Yeah.
amount in.
And the M&M's in there anymore? They're not real M&M's.
They were never real. They were always the
Dubs.
dodgy
132 grams, which doesn't seem like a great deal. It's a micro Humpty. It's a small hump. How much
And he's
is...
flat now. He's flat stand.
He's on
now.
Ozempic. He's on
Yeah,
Ozempic.
yeah.
Yeah, he's flat at the front end of the back. It used to be just the back.
Yeah.
And then originally it was round all the way
But not
around.
even the back. It was just like so you could sit it down.
Like he had a spine. And
Joey-
Yeah.
Joey
but
has-
now he's got no spine. He stands for nothing.
Joey's gone with $10. Riley's gone with 9. These ones, excitingly, are on special.
But we want the RRP.
Yeah.
The RRP is $9.50.
Ooh!
It's got to be.
Now we have to fight to the death.
Okay, that one we both get.
Null and void.
So, excitingly,
We're
in
going to
some
the last
senses, if... Okay, this is the last one. If Riley gets this right,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
wins. If Joe gets this right, we do have to go to a tiebreaker. Not sure how we're going to decide. No, what we're going to do here... Nah, that doesn't work either. Okay, we're ready to go.
There it is.
We work out the
classic.
difference of all the guesses.
Yeah.
Last one here. What we got here, lads, is a Bluey Easter egg hunt plush basket.
Oh, no.
How much does this bad boy from Big W set you
See,
back?
there's stuff like this. I just have no idea.
It looks pretty sizable. It's tough
$50.
to it's tough to tell from the image on the website, but it does look pretty large.
What is it? It's a basket for eggs.
But it's
Yeah,
plush.
it's a plush basket.
plush
It's more of like a
basket.
big.
So it looks a bit like a slipper.
It's like a cushion. I would describe it as being a cushion of sorts.
And it's got Bluey, so that's branding.
Yeah, like
Got to pay for branding. Bluey always takes her cut.
yeah, she
Yeah.
does.
She's always got to pour out.
The dog,
Yeah.
literally.
She's
Joey-
always getting her bone.
Joey has locked in $16.
That's what I was gonna do.
Junior boy has locked. Oh, Riley, you've sent yours in. Did you send? Okay, Riley's got in late.
Laid in.
Okay, so that doesn't count.
Joe has gone with 16. Riley has gone with 15. There is no better way to win it than by hitting it on the head. Riley has smacked it right on the head. It's a $15 plush
That's what I
toy.
was going to do.
It's good to be here. It's good to be winning, boys. I'm winning the game series 5-4-3.
That's
no,
massive.
5-4-4.
4-4.
It's a big comeback. I don't know how far back in the pack you were.
Pretty far.
Last, dead last.
I was dead last.
Yeah,
And
but
now
can you remember what
It
you
was
were?
4-4-2.
it was 4-4-2 3 weeks ago. And I've gone on a bloody
It
streak.
was 4-4-2 3-1 weeks ago.
Huge stuff. Junior boy goes ahead in the respective season of games.
It's
well
good to
done,
be back.
Junior.
What are you going to
boy.
host next week, Joey?
Something tricky.
Rosalind with Snap. On Radio Frio 107. Now, boys, I was driving home from our little podcast recording earlier in the week.
2-2.
2-2 indeed. You can find it obviously on the MacPack. Basically, just check it into the Google screen. And I was on my way home
Yeah?
when I realised I was not driving alone.
Dun, dun, dun. Your stalker was in the back.
No, what I realised was
You're
that
being tailgated.
for whatever reason there was a mosquito that was in my vehicle. I didn't think too much of it at the time. They are pesky. I find
Pesky
them
for
rather
Yeah.
pesky.
They would be pests. They would be probably considered pest.
Pest, yes.
Bug pest.
They're
Single
a lot,
pest?
They're also a lot louder than other bugs that you hear. Like often, yeah.
Oh, wait, one's just walked in. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
But then they stop. So what they're doing that, and then they just once they do land on you, they just go
They're sucking you.
and then they stop speaking. So
Yeah.
it's weird that they always make a fly doesn't make anywhere near as much noise as what a mosquito does.
Flies can make noise. You can get a buzzy fly. A buzzy fly in my eye.
But then, like, the buzz, is that coming from their wings? Or is
Yeah,
that
can't be.
always?
Or is it like, you know, like how tennis players will do the oof to make it go hard or whatever? You know,
Yeah.
they add
Pardon?
the sound.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, like is the fly like, I want to sound like I'm going really fast.
But surely it's counterintuitive because you want to sneak up on someone, and then if you're a mosquito,
Yeah.
surely your only goal in life is to suck blood, is it not?
Yeah, pretty well.
You
Suck
would-
blood, be annoying.
Vant suck blood.
It's almost like their sucking thing is a hollow instrument, and if they are moving, it's sort of whistling. It's like,
Yeah.
what is that? Yeah, it's like a vortex. That's basically what they've got going on. But what I realized, I was driving home, I was trying to get out the window, had all the windows down, just in the hope that it was just going to fly out, right? I got home, didn't really think about it at any point after that, put all the windows up and got out of the vehicle.
Nice.
That was sort of it. Didn't really think about it after that. Then I got back in the car the following morning to drive to work, and about, 3 minutes into the drive,
Morning coffee.
and
Yummy.
It was, at that,
Breakfast.
it was at that point that I thought, like, so what has he been up to all night? I've obviously gone upstairs, gone to sleep.
Probably doing a lot of flying into windows.
Is he trying to get out? Is he just, like, stoked to be perched there?
Here's something I just found about the reason why it makes noise. It's due to their wings, which flap 300 to 500 times. 300 to 600 times per second.
That's overkill.
That is insane.
That is rapid.
That can't be right, right?
That seems
300 times per second.
It says
300
typically
to 600. What a range.
Yeah, 300 or double.
Yeah.
That is literally nuts, which does make sense why it's emitting sound, because they're breaking
Yeah.
past the barrier of air, making air buzz.
They're buzzing air.
But I wondered what he was doing. I was obviously asleep.
He probably slept as
What do they
well.
get up
you
to?
reckon?
Do they sleep? What do they get up to?
Yeah,
They-
do bugs
they
sleep?
They're kind of
And
nocturnal.
does a cockroach sleep? Does a fly sleep?
Yeah, do you think they get cozy? Like, I know, or do you think they get, you know, like if you're a person, right?
Yeah.
When you go to sleep, you're like,
Naked?
I need this.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're gonna flies over like, man, I'm really tired. Yeah, not bedtime yet.
And he didn't get me. So did I cost him dinner as well? Did he go to bed on an endless stomach? JB and Chance, you're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Freo, or 107.9. And before the break, boys, we were chatting about a mosquito who took a little bit of a chance at some accommodation, some free accom in the old full jet black Mazda 6 that I currently own.
Oh, must be very nice.
I was driving home from the pod that we were recording on one of the nights during the week.
Yeah.
And as a result, noticed a little mosquito bug in my car. I thought I got him out. I thought I did a good job. Had it fully aerated. Had all four windows, including and the sunroof.
Oh my!
Oh, the sunroof.
Oh,
You got a sunroof.
Like, I'm surprised I stayed in the car while I was moving that quick, and there was enough wind going through the
No
thing.
wonder the mosquito wanted to ride along in this
it was
luxurious bloody pair of wheels you've got.
He could get his hands on the blood of a baller.
Yeah.
Not only did he want to hang around for the ride, he hung around after I had gotten out of the vehicle. Obviously,
hours.
gone to bed and then went to work the following day, and I was reintroduced
To Squiddo.
to my good friend
Did
Squiddo.
you think of a name for him?
I didn't think I was going to be hanging out with him too long, to be honest. Because I park at the train station.
Yeah, in the
and,
sun.
And then I
He
went.
died.
Then I went to work.
Yeah.
He didn't get out. He must have been in the whole
I'm good
day.
here. I'm good here.
I reckon he would have cooked.
So at this point, I don't know that he's left. Like he hasn't tagged off. So I'm not sure if he's on.
I reckon he's dead from heat
Could be
stroke.
dead, yeah.
Yeah.
What a way
Could
to
be
go.
dead.
Oh, poor guy.
What a way
I have
to
some
go.
questions about mosquitoes.
Here we go.
Why do mosquitoes like certain people?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
It's
Have you got answers to these questions, or we're just
No, I
throwing?
said I have
okay.
questions. I don't say I have questions and answers.
uneducated answers?
Yeah,
Let's
cool.
provide our own
Why do
reasoning.
mosquitoes like certain people?
I think
Diet?
blood type.
Blood type. That's what you'd think, right?
Blood type. It's like what's in your blood as well.
Only yummy blood.
Yeah, yummy blood.
Maybe
like,
blood sugar.
It doesn't. I don't get affected. I used to get affected by mosquitoes as a kid, but these days I'm a repellent of itself. I never get done.
But you're growing out of it.
It's so good.
You're all
yeah.
stuck in Jake's car.
Yeah, obviously it hurts every time I pee, but I do have. I don't have to worry about mosquitoes.
Okay, next one. How is the bump from a mosquito bigger than a mosquito? It makes no sense. You know, you get the little bump on your arm.
yeah.
Mosquitoes are tiny. That bump is like Mount Everest to a mosquito.
That's true.
How is a little bite from a little mosquito?
How is it
Getting
piercing through your skin and sucking blood without you feeling it? Other than like
you
when
feel it?
No, but it only you only feel it when it like moves on your skin and like
They're
tickles your
quite
hair.
light.
They're so light.
I want to know
They're
how
so-
many.
How
mils-
much blood are they
Yeah, how
getting?
many mils is he pinching? Because it's like surely he's not that big.
Do they like have
When you go and donate blood, you donate like a sizable amount.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, not-
But you can see the amount.
Yeah.
This is like such a small, finite amount.
Why is he sucking for so long?
Yeah.
He needs about a hose.
I guess because the
Where does
thing
it
is
go?
so tiny.
Yeah.
His
Do you reckon-
snout straw thing is so...
Do you reckon they have like if you get a magnifying glass? Do you reckon they have teeth that get through the skin?
Nah,
I thought it was
that's
just
the
really
thing.
pointy.
Yeah,
I thought it was like
that's
a
the pointy
spear.
thing.
Nah, it's like a circle. It's like a cone.
How do you,
you
you're
reckon-
guessing? What are you?
I've
basing
seen
that-
the little pricks.
Well, literally.
Do you reckon there's ever been, evolution and stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe one where it's a spoon at the end? Who
Any more
knows?
questions?
Last one is, we're so lucky. This is more of a statement. We're so lucky they're one of the smallest bugs.
Oh.
Like, if that
that's
was like
true.
cockroach size, I've been, it's got me.
It's just like a dog-sized mosquito
Yeah.
just gnawing at your full arm. Kanye West with Through the Wire. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Free. And we're chatting about mosquitoes.
the pesks.
Because I was involved. I had a car accident with a mosquito.
I've been involved with a mosquito.
He performed a break and enter on my car, and he refused to leave for the best part of 48 hours.
And you didn't even give him a meal or a hot drink.
Yeah,
Nah.
come on, bro.
My Airbnb rating is going downwards, in a downward spiral.
Yeah,
as a
blooded me.
result.
In the last break, Joe was asking questions about mosquitoes.
Yeah,
and we were
a lot
trying
of
to
questions.
answer them uneducated. So in that break, I did some research, boys, and I'm thinking of reporting back to you. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay. I'm going to allow it.
Did anyone do any research on Frog Stomp?
Powderfinger.
Yeah.
Nah, they don't need it. We were pretty bang on the money.
Yeah. That one we ticked off as done.
I actually haven't thought about them since we last spoke about them. Anyway, so I said to my good friend ChatGPT, what do the mouths do of a mosquito? The mosquito's mouth has 6 separate blades or components, rather.
Blades.
So we've got 2 actual blades, which they call the mandibles. They cut into the skin like tiny saws.
Oh, yeah.
And this is often why you don't feel the bite right away.
Because you're being sliced by 2
you're being
blades.
sliced and or diced. And they've got 2 hollow tubes, which they call the maxillae. Weird name.
Straws.
Yeah, 2 straws. They help spread the wound open so that the mosquito can reach the blood vessel. So they've got a full system going on here.
They've planned this
happening.
out.
Yeah.
Then they've got 1 feeding tube, the labrum, which acts as a straw, sucking up the blood.
Yeah.
And then we've got 1 saliva tube, which injects saliva containing anticoagulants. I'm definitely pronouncing that word wrong. Coagulant, that's probably the better one. So the proteins in the saliva trigger your immune response, causing itchiness and swelling. But that saliva also acts as a sort of anesthetic, which Joe brought up last time.
And you were worried about this being boring.
The anesthetic acts as like a numbing agent, so your body can't tell that you've got a mosquito biting you until it's too late.
They've planned it out well.
It's like a full-on surgery going on. They've got 6 tools that they're cranking at you.
The thing I don't understand about animals in general is like, so they know that they can suck on a human, but for example, they wouldn't try and suck on an apple, right?
Yeah.
But then if I was in the wild, I would just be, and I was starving, I would be eating anything I could get my hands on and hoping for the best.
There's actually over 3,500 species of mosquitoes, and some of them
I beg your pardon?
actually just eat plants and fruit. So they're one step ahead of you, Joe. Do you guys know that they're the deadliest creature on Earth?
I did know that, yeah.
Do you know guess how many deaths they cause per year?
Lots.
700,000.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah. And they've existed for over 100 million years.
We found Riley's.
They still can't get out of a car.
B.O.B. And Rivers. With Magic, you were thinking through the Mac back on Radio Fremantle. For 107. And boys, that's just about our time in the studio. I know that we've got a lot of mosquito requests coming in on the phone. We'll get to those next week.
Yep.
We're thinking about just doing a deep dive. We're doing a 1 hour Netflix special.
Yeah, we're going to get a tiny microphone and we're going to find one.
We're going to get his opinion on the matter.
Boys, it has been a pleasure. What have we got planned for the weekend?
Ooh. Good question. Oh, actually, I've got a birthday party tonight.
Oh.
Who's birthday?
It's just a friend.
Where at?
Friend of the show.
Where are we heading?
We're at Unsure.
Oh.
Are you invited? Are you invited? You don't know the person. You don't know the person or the place you're going to.
A place was quoted, but it's been up for grabs.
Quoted in the sense that you went and got a price star?
No, they mentioned where we were going ages ago, but then they said they were still deciding. It's just going to a bar or something.
It sounds cagey.
This is riveting.
Yeah, it's chill.
Should we do an hour on this?
Yeah, I hope.
First hour next week, Mosquito. Second hour, Joey's cagey party.
yeah.
Is that why you bought all the Playboy bunny?
Yeah, well, I'll need you to bring them.
Obviously.
Sure.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're actually doing a frog stomp listening party.
Oh yeah.
This show really has rewarded those who have listened to the full 2 hours.
Yeah.
Junior Boy, have you got much planned for the rest of the day?
Just Joey's party, to be honest. I'll be there.
Sus delegation?
Yeah, I'm just going full bunny kit.
yeah.
Yeah. Just the ears this time.
The ears.
Nothing else.
Just tail.
Yeah.
Just a front tail.
And Jake, what are you doing on this fine?
I am off to swing a few clubs. Returning.
Oh, the seals.
Jesus. Returning to the golf course.
I don't get that one at all.
Don't worry.
Returning to the golf course for the first time in about 6 weeks. So excited to get back out there.
Yeah, nice.
Last time I played was almost the best round I've ever had. So the best thing to do after you have the best round ever is to not play for the best part of 100 days.
You deserve a break.
So that'll be on the agenda. I don't really know what else I'm getting up to be honest.
Oh, who bloody cares? Let's hand this thing over.
The team at World Football. are about to head into the studios. They're going to dominate and run you through to 12 o'clock, lads. Until we do this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
Go give your mum a hug.
It's a ciao for now from Jake, from Joe, from Junior Boy, but certainly not forever. Thank you so much for listening to yet another week of us on Radio Fremantle, or 107.9.
As you heard, there's a lot of participation
Or participation.
from the listeners. So if you want to get involved with the show next week or any week after that, make sure you listen in live and hit us up on the Instagram DMs.
Slide into them DMs.
Yes, and if you want to listen to the show with all the music as well, tune in at 107.9, 8 to 10 every Saturday.